Hi, this is Sarah Flack, the Education Coordinator at the Child Advocacy Center of the Finger Lakes. For this week's weekly webinar, I'm going to be talking about teen dating violence and giving information for teens as a part of the February's Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. I want to start by saying that if your boyfriend or girlfriend is making you feel uncomfortable or doing things that don't feel okay, you are not alone. Verbal, physical, and sexual violence are common in teen relationships, but no one deserves to be treated poorly, and there are ways to get help to end the abuse. During this webinar, I will be talking about some information about what behaviors are considered abusive during a relationship. If any of these scenarios sound familiar, you may want to consider telling someone you trust or contacting one of the helplines listed at the end of the webinar. Teen dating violence is a serious problem. If you think you're being abused, know that you don't deserve it and there are people who can help. Some examples of abusive behavior, and I'm going to break these down into subcategories. So I'm going to start with physical. Some examples of physical abusive behavior include pinching or scratching, grabbing, shoving, hitting or punching, kicking, restraining, which can also include choking, as well as hitting, hair pulling, biting, or spitting. Some examples of sexually abusive behavior include pressuring or forcing a partner into unwanted sexual activity in person or via social media and texting. So this can include sexting messages as well as pornography, making it difficult or impossible for a partner to say no to sexual activity or behavior, and preventing a partner from using birth control or other forms of contraceptive. Physical and sexual abuse are oftentimes the most recognized and least tolerated because they do leave physical signs that clue others into the abuse that is happening in a relationship. However, the psychological and technological abusive behaviors are less seen by others outside of the relationship and oftentimes are overlooked by people within the relationship or the victim of the abuse. Psychological and technological abuse also is something that typically occurs first and is the longest lasting. Psychological abuse can be carried over with a victim into subsequent relationships and is sometimes harder to heal from because they can't see or put a finger on what exactly the abuse or behavior is that is bothering them. Types of psychological abuse often include threats and intimidation. This can be threatening to leave or hurt a partner, themselves, a partner's family, friends, or pets. Threatening to hurt themselves puts guilt and shame on the victim of the behavior and prevents them from feeling comfortable leaving the relationship. Other psychological abusive behaviors include controlling whom a partner is allowed to see or telling a partner what they can or cannot do, as well as yelling, screaming, insulting, intimidating, embarrassing, or spreading rumors about a partner, and minimizing, denying, or blaming a partner for any of the abuse they're experiencing. With the increase in technology, we're also seeing ways in which partners control and manipulate each other utilizing technology. This can include impersonating a partner online or publicly posting negative comments about a partner. It also includes frequently emailing, texting, messaging, or calling and asking their partner about the location or activity that they are involved in. Other things include demanding to read a partner's text messages or emails, as well as going through their photos and logging into their social media, and requiring that their partner must give them all of their login and password information for any accounts that they have. For teens, I want to share with you some signs that you may be in a relationship with an abusive partner. This first set of signs is signs that your partner would exhibit. Your partner may touch you against your will or physically hurt you in any way, verbally degrade, threaten, or intimidate you. They may also tell you not to talk to anyone about the abusive behavior or threaten to hurt you and or anyone you reach out to for help. You may know that your partner has a reputation for controlling and abusing past partners. They read your text messages, emails, or social media messages without your permission. Attempt to control what you wear, where you go, and who you talk to. And also demonstrate extreme jealousy and or check in on you frequently. This could be in the way of texting or calling. It could also be in the way of tracking your cell phone or following you. They may exhibit extreme mood swings, which could be acting angry one minute and then sweet the next, or vice versa. They try to control your social media, like who you can be friends with or linked to on Facebook, and they don't allow you to spend time with other people, thus controlling your schedule and whereabouts, and even question you on how and where you spend money or take your money and refuse to give it back. Lastly, they may blame you or others for their problems instead of accepting responsibility for their own actions. So those were signs that your partner would exhibit. There may also be signs that you are experiencing abuse in a relationship. Things like feeling like you are walking on eggshells around your partner and that the smallest thing can set them off. So you avoid confrontation or arguments and try to follow all of their rules, even if you disagree with them. You may feel afraid to not respond to a text message or call from your partner for fear that this will result in anger and a confrontation or even a physical abuse. You may be hiding bruises or injuries that your partner inflicted on you, or making up stories about how you acquired these bruises or injuries. You may feel that you have to constantly apologize for your partner's behaviors, or regularly avoid or make excuses to others who express concern about your safety within the relationship. And you may also avoid people or places because your partner has told you to do so. You may be experiencing feelings of depression or anxiety at the thought of seeing or hearing from your partner. You may have altered the way in which you dress, the food you eat, how much you weigh, or anything else about your physical appearance because your partner has told you to do so. You may also change your schedule or interests to meet the needs of your partner and comply to what their expectations are, or change your short and long term plans to be with your partner and meet all of their needs because you feel obligated or afraid not to. So, what can you do if you think you are in a relationship with an abusive partner? Here are just a few suggestions if you think you might be in a relationship with someone who is abusing you in any way. You can call, text, or online chat one of the helplines listed below. I've provided both the phone numbers for the National Teen Dating Abuse Hotline, which is 1-866 331 9474, and the National Domestic Violence Hotline, which is 1-800-799-7233. You may also consider reaching out to someone you trust. This could be a friend, a teacher, a parent, or other trusted adult, like a club leader, teacher, or coach. Think about creating a safety plan and think about discussing it with someone you trust, whether you are still in a relationship with your partner or have broken up. In a subsequent webinar that will be coming later this month, I will be talking about safety plans, how you can create one, and what you might wish to include on a safety plan. Lastly, know your rights for orders of protection. Teens can now get an order of protection from family court if they are or have been in an intimate relationship with the abuser. Research shows teen orders of protection may help some teens if police, parents, schools, and other supports are able to help them assess and move through the court process. I've also provided at the bottom of this slide a few websites that have additional information in case you would like to look at them. They are www.loveisrespect.org, www.teendvmonth.org, and www.futureswithoutviolence.org. You can always contact myself, Sara Flack, at my email address, which is Sara, S-A-R-A, at cacfingerlakes.org, or by calling the Child Advocacy Center main office phone number at 585-394-2573 if you have additional questions or need assistance connecting with an advocate.